They say that hindsight is 2020, but what if foresight can be 2025? As we're going into a new year and we're planning out all the amazing things we want to do with this new opportunity to start fresh and new with our goals and our health and our business, I want to talk to you about having foresight instead of hindsight. So if you're not familiar with the 2020 reference, that is a vision reference, and you can have better than 2020. I'll explain what that is in a moment. And this is also a time of year where a lot of people do vision boards, and vision boards are great, but survey says that most men do not do vision boards, but we all need a vision, men or women. So I want to share with you some of the things that brought me through 2024 in a way that only God could do. And it happened because I had two things that I took into the new year. The first one was a word that was going to be my GPS, my compass of the year. And the second thing was a scripture. It was going to be my inner way of making sure that I was in line with God's purpose and goals for my life for 2025. And that alignment allowed me, with the help of God, because God is in control, and I thank Him in advance, to wipe out almost $175,000 in debt. Yeah, $175,000 gone. I never have to think about it or deal with it ever again. So, like I said, hindsight 2020. We can always look back and see what we did wrong or what we wish we would have done different, but we're going into a new year to do a new thing. So let's put some foresight in play so we can have 2025. So what that means, if you're not familiar, 2020 vision means that you can see what the average person can see at 20 feet away. That's what 2020 is, and that's what most people strive for, 2020 vision. However, if you have 2025 vision, that means you can see what someone with average vision can see at 25 feet at 20 feet. So that means you can see further in the future than someone with just 2020 vision. Now, I know we can't really see the future, so don't get all weird and say nasty things to me in the comments, but you get what I'm saying, right? Let's have that 2025, which is so fitting, right? Going into 2025. So last year, my word was freedom. Financial freedom was what I was striving for 2025. And my scripture was Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain. I had to get serious. If I wanted to get my finances under control, then I needed to come up with a plan, which brings me to the next thing that you need to take into 2025, which is GPS. As we go into this new year, I want you to set out your goals, and I want you to come up with a plan to reach those goals. And then I want you to come up with a strategy to exercise those plans to reach those goals. That's your GPS, goals, plan, strategy. Come up with your goals, formulate a plan, and get a strategy to execute the plan to reach the goals. That is what you need to strive to do. So again, my word was freedom. I was striving for financial freedom. So I had to put things in place to make that happen. And my scripture was Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision and make it plain. So by writing the vision and making it plain and looking at it and reading it and focusing on it, it really helped me to make sure that I was in alignment with what God wanted me to do to get this monkey off my back, meaning my debt. And again, $175,000 gone. So that is what is so powerful about having a word and a scripture to take into the new year. The other thing I did was I also, everything I gave, whether I tithed, I donated, special offerings, whatever I did last year was in multiples of 22. 22, 44, 66, 220. I never made it up to the 2,220, but that's okay. I might get there this year. I will get there this year. But everything I did was in multiples of 22 in terms of my giving, because all things come from God, and without Him, I have nothing. So when I get something, I need to make sure I give it back to the one who gave it to me. So with that being said, what's your word and what's your scripture that you want to take into 2024? For me, my word is faith. God did exceeding abundantly all that I could ever ask or think for me in 2024. And I have faith that God is going to show up and show out for me in 2025. I'm going to share some of the things that I am having faith that I'm going to achieve in this new year. And then there's my scripture. My scripture for 2025 is John 11:12. says. But even now, I know that whatever you ask from God, God will give it to you. So that's my scripture. And you know what is so interesting? It's not random that its scripture is 11:22 because 22:11 goes into 22, which was Habakkuk 2:2 for last year. So I don't find like coincidences and randoms. All things are ordered and designed by God. So I found it very interesting as I was picking out my scripture that it is in alignment with my scripture from 2024. So I'll be continuing on my path of giving in elements of 22, whatever that looks like, right? So that's where I'm going for 2025. Faith, and then my scripture is John 11:12. So I would love to know what your word and what your scripture is going to be for 2025 while I'm sharing with you some of the things that I am going to accomplish in this new year. And again, this is my vision. Write the vision, make it plain. So one of the things that I'm doing is I am building a mobile app for single people who live alone. I'm creating this app. It's called Check on Me, and I want it to be on 1 million cell phones. Not only that, I want Check on Me to be a brand. I want Check on Me to be the place for single people who live alone that don't really want to live in person in their house with them, but also don't want to be alone in an emergency situation. That is what I am planning for 2025. I am going to get down to my goal weight. My goal weight is my pre-Hattie weight. For those who know me, they know Hattie's my mom, and I loved her to death. And in 2009, she came to live with me. When she came to live with me, they told me she wasn't going to last 15 days because she was in hospice in Indiana. They moved her to hospice in Dayton. They told me she wasn't going to make it 15 days. Well, guess what? That was 2009. She passed away on January 5th, 2018. How you like them apples, Dayton? Okay, God is in control, and I thank him in advance. But being a full-time caregiver for my mom, and then my dad coming to Ohio a few years later and being a full-time caregiver for him, I gained some weight. And then they both passed away in the same year. And then COVID happened where none of us are doing anything. And I ballooned up to over 300 pounds, right? I was 304 pounds when I weighed in January of 2022. Well, my goal is to get back down to my pre-Hattie weight, which is 175. I'm currently at 255, and I'm okay with that because that means that I've got 80 pounds to lose for 2025. Now, that may seem a lot, and it might seem a little overwhelming, but when I think about it, it's really not because I did hardly anything. When I say hardly anything, I worked out like every other day for like 30 minutes a day. I didn't do any strength training. I was eating the foods that I wanted to eat. I was just moderating my portion size, as well as the frequency of the foods that aren't very healthy for me. But even doing nothing, I lost 22 pounds in 2023, and I lost 28 pounds in 2024. So I've lost a total of 50 pounds since I started on this journey in January of 2023 of getting serious about my health, but I wasn't really serious. So 2025, I'm going to get serious, and I'm going to get down to my pre-Hattie weight of 175. One of the things about this whole faith thing is that faith without works is dead. So you got to take action. So I'm hoping as you're listening to things that I'm talking about, that you're considering what you're going to do to take action. Like my mobile app isn't just going to magically appear. I got to pay somebody to build it. And it's not going to magically end up on people's cell phones. I'm going to have to do some marketing. If I want to get down to 175, I'm going to have to put some work in to make it happen. I'm just glad I'm not 304 pounds anymore. I couldn't even believe I got that big. But anywho, I digress. Another thing that is on my list is that I'm going to buy a brand new car, high-end luxury car, in my business name. My current car is paid in full and it's in my name, but I want my business to be bumping so much in 2025 that I'm going to buy my high-end luxury car. I'm kind of torn between Lexus and Jaguar. I'm a Lexus girl. Those are my last two cars, and they have been so faithful, but I love the look of the Jag. But I'm going to buy it in my business name. That's another thing that I am faithful is going to happen in 2025. And I've got some other stuff, like 2025 is my double nickel birthday, so I got some birthday plans I want to happen. I want to get some stamps on my passport. I want to landscape my yard. I need a new roof on my house. I mean, I'm not going to go into all the details, but you see where I'm going with this? You got to have, in my opinion, you need to have a GPS, right? You need to have a goal, plan, and strategy. And the other thing you need to go into 2025 is you need some gas. You need guidance, accountability, and support. So I'm going to give you 2 ways to get some gas. I know that sounds funny, right? In 2025, guidance, accountability, and support. So the 2 things that I've got going into the new year are, number 1, my Magic Marketing Program. Magic Marketing is mastering AI genius in content marketing. That thing has taken me to new heights because AI is the future, people. If you are not on board, you are totally left behind, right? Because it is advancing by leaps and bounds. And if you're not using it for your marketing, for your email, for your market research, you are losing out on business because you are not reaching your ideal client, customer, business partner, and nobody's picking up what you're putting down. So Magic, Mastering AI Genius and Content Marketing, I have totally revamped the program. I have added more stuff to it because as I learn, I share what I learn. So if you want to learn more about Magic Marketing, the link is somewhere in this video so you can watch the masterclass to see what I've got in store inside of Magic Marketing for 2025. That's the guidance for your business. For the personal, I'm giving you guidance with a 75-day challenge. So you heard of 75 hard and 75 is hard. But what I found is that there's different versions of 75. There's 75 soft, easy, medium, and hard. So if you want to find out about the 75-day challenge that we're doing starting on January 6th, and because this video is going to live in perpetuity forever and ever, you don't have to start with us on January 6th. You can just start whatever. The link to find out about our 75-day health and happiness challenge is also going to be somewhere in the description of this video or pinned in the very first comment. Happiness is a choice we can make every day. And let me tell you, I was really happy as I was going through my finances for 2024 on December 30th to realize that I no longer have $174,115 in debt. Hands wiped, gone. And that is only by God. So again, my word for 2025 is faith. My scripture is John 11:12. Please share with me what your word and your scripture is going to be as your GPS going into 2025. And again, if you need some guidance, accountability, and support for my business, there's Magic Marketing. And then I've got some other tools as well. If you're looking for some free stuff, you're not ready to commit to invest in a program, I get it. I'll put those links in the description of this video. But Magic Marketing is my bread and butter, and you're going to love the new program that I have. And then on the other side, personal, happiness is a choice you can make every day. The 75-day health and happiness challenge, the link for that is here as well. You can find out all about it. It's no cost to join the challenge. The only commitment is you got to do the 75 days and you got to be inside my Facebook group. So that's what I have for you as we go into the new year. Faith, John 11:22. Let me know your word and your scripture. Remember, you need a GPS for this year, for every year really, but GPS is a goal, a plan, and a strategy to execute the plan to reach the goals. And then you need gas, which is guidance, accountability, and support. Don't try to build your business on your life from YouTube University. Pay to play and get somebody who can actually take you where you want to go. Get inside of a group of people who are moving in the same direction like a herd so they can support you and also hold you accountable. I hope you found this video useful. Please stay tuned to me as we go into 2025. You will find a new video posted on my YouTube channels every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe if you found this video useful. And I'm looking forward to seeing you do big things in the year to come. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.